Well, hello, my wonderful friends. And here we have yet another chance to connect with each other, share the Gregory message, and be here for private readings for you. My energy's a little slow this morning, so I'm looking for people who want to wake up, enliven your lives, and move forward. Hello, Emily. Okay. I'm going to do something different this morning. All right. I'm going to write down as people come in and choose those people for the first readings. How do you like that? Emily, if you're wanting one, when I get ready, you'll be the first one on the list. Okay. Lynn would love a okay. Brilliant, sparkling light, BSL. And Isha. Hi, darling. Glad you're here. And what I'm doing this morning is whoever shows up first is getting the readings, because I need to be able to find a way that I can meet as many needs as I can and be here for you, but also bringing the Gregory through. So thank you for coming to play and to practice with me and to give me the opportunity to learn this modality. One of the big challenges is I would love to be able to read for everybody who comes to my YouTubes. And from what I've seen, there's so many people that's not logistically possible. So I'm trying to find a way to connect with as many of you as I can. Felicia, okay. And so I've got 5 of you then that are down. I've got Emily, Lynn, Isha, and Felicia. And we got C. Dillon here too. Okay, so there's 3 people that are going to get readings if you want them. Well, I'll call out your name when it's time. Hello, Jens Devuk. Not good at, oh, and I missed Rose. Okay. I love the pink. Yes, I told you I went and got my hair done, so I've been repinked. Yes, my darlings. And I went to a training on colors, and pink is the color of healing. So it's appropriate that I be wearing pink, because that's who I am. So hello, Maxine. We'll see if we can get to that question. And Sweet Fairyish. Oh, I love the name. Nubia. Hi, Nubia. Good to see you here, darling. So while people are popping on, I just want to do a shout out at the top. Of course, it tells you if you want private readings from the BobbieG and Gregory, you go to www.bobbieg.com/readings. Sign up there. I have some openings next week on Thursdays and Fridays. I particularly like to help people move through challenges in their lives, open up to new opportunities, and learn how to connect in with your own wisdom. My friends, what you see and are going to see when I bring the Gregory through is merely 30 years of practice. It's merely my willingness to continue to show up and focus and allow and pay attention. Every one of you listening here, hello, Veronica, have the capacity to do what I'm doing. All of you, the guides are all here and available for you. It's not that they chose me and they chose Kelly and they didn't choose anybody else. Every one of you has energy around you that is there for you to tap into, to give you the answers you want. And as much as I love being here to give you those answers, I can only be here an hour a week at best. Although you can, of course, contact me on my website and get a more in-depth one where we can go into what specifically you need to do to develop your skills, to move forward in your life, to make those life decisions. Because this is Bobbie speaking right now. Many times, and Felisa, yes, when your guides come through, the messages are very deep and you forget what they say. That's why I recorded them in the beginning. When I first started doing this 30 years ago, I would sit down and I scribbled until writing started to flow. And from the writing, I would think I was going to remember, but then I would read it back to my husband later and I go, wow, that's pretty cool stuff. Because it doesn't really go into your long-term memory when you're channeling. You're tapped into that energy of spirit. And so it's important to record what's coming through, either writing it down if you can, automatic writing, which if you practice you can, or getting an audio recorder. Eventually the information came through as fast as I'm talking to you right now, and there was no way I could remember it. And unfortunately, in a push of cleansing my house, I threw away over 100 cassette tape recordings of what I did in the beginning. But my thought was I can always tap into Gregory now, and I didn't need the baggage of the past there. But it would have been fun to go back and hear some of the way Gregory came through to me in the beginning versus how they come through now. The important thing, Felicia, is make sure that you do record it. If you're in a meditation and stuff comes through, the minute you come out of the meditation, jot down as much as you can. And the other thing is to do a process of the EFT tapping, if any of you know that, or the eye movement, if any of you know that, to get your left and your right brain connected so that you can tap into spirit and bring that information through. I have so many techniques and so many ways to teach you how to do this that I can't get through all of it on our YouTubes, but I'll share different bits of information throughout all of our time together. So, and broken, will I ever get a stable love commitment? I can answer that one right off the top, darling. Not until you work on being stable within yourself. We have lots of information. We're going to be doing something about love connections and healing and finding a better name for yourself besides broken. You're reaffirming to the universe that you're broken. You want to be open. You want to be expansive. You want to be available. Remember, my darlings, we're going to do a 3 cleansing breaths, and then we're going to bring Gregory through. And we're going to answer some of these questions. Hello, Mary Lou, Jade, and Becky. Okay, and Jasmine. Okay, so we're going to bring Gregory through. Okay, so any of you want to take and join us, please? Just close your eyes for a moment and follow us in the 3 cleansing breaths so that we can align energy and put you in a space to be able to hear more profoundly the messages for everyone here. For regardless of whether or not we're giving it to another individual, it is still a message for you. We have deemed it that way. So, eyes closed for a moment and breathing in 1. Hold and breathe out. Breathing in 2. Hold and breathe out. Breathing in 3. Hold and breathe out. So, my darlings, the first thing we would like to explain is why we do not give messages very often beyond 3 months. Because the world is constantly changing. Your life is constantly changing. The answers we give you could be accurate in the moment, but there are changes in your life, and the way you react to your life and the decisions you make about the situations in your life change the vibration of you, change the vibration of the path you're on, and change the vibration of where you're going. When you ask us questions like, will so-and-so come back? Will I be able to move forward? Will I ever find love again? Will I open to these new possibilities? The answer to all of those questions is yes in the moment, and depending on your reaction, your behavior, and the steps you take in your life, any answer we give can change. Your focus needs to be on how do I align my energy with that I am wanting. If there's an individual in my life that I want in my life, how can I be who I need to be so that this person or something better, please, my darlings, do not fixate on any one person, one situation, or one opportunity as the end-all be-all of your existence. Sweet ones, there are 7 to 9 billion of you on the planet right now. And all of you have wantings. And then you have the wantings of the planet. And then you have the wantings of the cosmos. And then you have the interaction of all of those dynamics happening. All of that is a cauldron of possibilities, ever evolving, ever moving, ever growing, ever expanding. And when you say, I want this, okay, let us take a moment. Sometimes focusing on what you want is good because it allows you to stick to a path. But while you're on that path, keep yourself open to the possibilities that show up on that path. Keep yourself open to the opportunities that are opening to you. So let us give an example. When Bobbie was manifesting the current little dog she has, she made a list of the things that she wanted. And that list helped her stay focused on the fact that she wanted a female, very clear about that, preferably 2 years old, but open, wanted it socialized, well-trained, wanted it to be easygoing, wanted. But we have trained her to ask this or something better. So some parts of that list were absolute. She did not want a male. She was clear about that. And she wanted a dog that got along with people, with more than just her. And that was very clear. So as she was looking, we were sending different possibilities. And she was looking to see, does this one feel like a match? Does this one feel like a match? Is there something better? And we were able to bring her way more on that list than she had even asked her for, because she wasn't aware of many of the things she wanted that she hadn't put on the list. So when you're asking for a specific individual, a specific loved one, and you're stuck on that loved one, you're cutting out all the other possibilities that could be happening. That's one challenge. The other problem is, who are you? Who do you want to be? What qualities of that person are drawing you towards them? How can you develop those qualities for yourself? How can you become the open, expansive, strong, quiet, whatever it is you're looking for? How can you grow that in you without that person? Because that person will never do it for you, sweet ones. You have to do it for yourself. If you're wanting a job, a specific job, who do you need to be to get that job? What are you looking for that job to create for you besides money? Most people say, I want the money. I want the prestige. And that may be true. You obviously do need a certain amount of money to survive in your current environment. But what you're really looking for is deeper than that. Explore the depths of what it is you're seeking. See how you can bring what it is you're seeking into your life and embrace that. Then when the job that would be that shows up, you will be in alignment with that job and it will be yours. And if it isn't yours, there's something better waiting for you. We really want you to grasp this. Just because what you thought you wanted didn't happen doesn't mean you're done, doesn't mean you're wrong. It only means there's other opportunities waiting for you. And when you can be in that delicious place of exploring the opportunities that exist in every quote unquote problem you have, your problems become stepping stones instead of blocks. When you feel stuck and unable to move forward because you didn't get what you wanted or feel like you did something wrong, you're limiting your ability to be open to the solutions. The answers are in the solutions. The answers are in the possibilities. The answers are in the openness of opportunity. And the more that you can embrace problems in your life and turn them into opportunities, the more you'll move forward. Let us give you another example. Nelson Mandela, stuck in a prison, probably for life, the way he looked at it. And in that space, he used that time to explore who he wanted to be and how he wanted to live and how he wanted to be in integrity with who he was. And from that, he developed a level of compassion and understanding that when he was released and became the president of South Africa, instead of being in hate and anger and divisiveness, he created a world around him that was more accepting than it would have been otherwise. There were still challenges, there were still problems, there were still upsets. But he learned how to be who he wanted to be, regardless of being in prison. He didn't say, I'm stuck in prison, I'm going to be hateful, I'm going to argue, I'm going to be miserable. There's certainly a lot of validation that he had the right to do that. All he was trying to do was help his people. But he chose to grow in that experience. If he can grow in that experience, my darlings, you can certainly grow in yours. So, oh my goodness, we have so many people here. So, going to take a swallow, and I'm going to do, I got to let you know that I still haven't figured out how to do the readings where you can pay and make sure you get a reading. I'm learning a little bit at a time, a step at a time. So we're going to be doing our free readings until 10 o'clock. And I have a list of people that the ones who got here first this morning are the ones who got on this morning. Won't always do it that way. Sometimes I'll let Gregory read who's asking and pick from that. Okay, so let's go back here to who we had. So while Emily is putting what she wants, thank you, Emily, for the wow. Thank you for people's responses to liking what's being put. And Emily, put what you're wanting for your reading. The people I have thus far are Emily, Lynn, Isha, Felicia, and C. Dillon. And I'll let you know when it's your turn. So I can say hi to the other people who showed up. Iona is here. Hello, darling. Marissa is here. Plum Punks is here. And Latima is here. Becky. Hello, Becky. And Gina. And our darling Mary Lou Church. Hi, darling. People need to know they are able to manifest clearly. Yes, they do. They do, Mary Lou. Everyone has the ability to manifest. And I'm leaning forward because my eyes are not adjusting. When I do Gregory, sometimes I get blurry-eyed. Okay. And hello, Gail. Good morning, darling. Glad you could join us. And Kinwans. Okay. Well, welcome to everybody who is here. We've done the Gregory message, so you can go back and listen to it. It was about learning how to manifest and learning the dynamics of manifesting. That's the best I can encapsulate it. Emily would like to know whatever I'm most needing to know right now. Okay, so Emily wants a general. Okay, Emily, wake up. Wake up, pay attention, notice. You are getting messages, Emily, You are getting inklings. They are coming through. Sometimes we want to acknowledge you are listening and going, hold it, I think I need to do this. Oh, that needs to happen. But other times you're so busy that you're missing the clues and the answers to the questions that you're asking. What we're wanting you to do, Emily, is to take some time, even if you have to set a timer throughout the day, take some time to do the 3 cleansing breaths we did at the beginning of this process. Take some time to just slow down and be in the moment so that you can feel the vibration of the world around you. And if you're at a place where you can close your eyes, then open your eyes and look to see 3 to 5 things differently. So if you're in the same room that you've always been, look to notice 3 different things in that room, because when you do that, you're opening yourself to a bigger world. You're triggering that part of your intuitiveness that looks for vibrational variation. And it's in the vibrational variation that you will find the answers you are seeking, Emily. Now, we want to acknowledge you've been doing a good job to open to your spiritual gifts. This will heighten your ability to do that. And we're absolutely wanting you to slow down, breathe, focus, take the time, not all day long. We're asking 3 times for 3 breaths. Open your eyes and look to see something different. Look to see something the same in a different way. Trigger that part of your beingness that is awake and open to the varieties that exist in this life, to the possibilities outside your routine and your habit. If you will begin to do that, Emily, we are absolutely sure that you are going to be delighted, amazed, and pleased at what you're going to realize about your capability to find your own answers. So that is our message for Emily. And anybody who is listening, that one can go for y'all folks throughout the Gregory. Okay, so the next one, Ishtar, the next person, keep that question highlighted so you can give it to me next. Because Lynn, are you here? Lynn, you had a whole bunch of stuff. Lynn BSL. I'm going to give you a chance. There you are. Brilliant sparkling light. Lynn's brilliant sparkling light. Best guidance for being able to attract wonderful oracle card clients that I can best contribute and being able to receive payment. Okay. Okay. Lynn, we're seeing several options available to you. One is to find a place close to where you actually live. Start with what you have where you're at. Find a psychic fair or some sort of venue where you can go spread out the cards and just begin to play with the possibility. This will help you move past some of your fears and considerations about being out there and being public with it. It will help you attract people a little bit at a time. When you're sitting there at a table, envision people coming to you, envision yourself having fun, envision the environment being sparkling environment. So one is to find places where you can go to do psychic readings. Sometimes bookstores or bookstores, metaphysical bookshops, things like that. They'll have little mini fairs that you can go do readings to begin. The other thing we see you doing is getting on some of the Facebook groups and offering your services. Now, to begin with, you can offer them for little bits of money. And we don't know the logistics of how to set this up. You're going to have to decide for yourself. But you're trying to get out there to get people to know who you are. And the next step is you must, of course, have a web page that's easy where they can go and see you and land and sign up. if you go to www.BobbieG.com and you go into the readings, you'll see that how I have set it up. All people have to do is just click a button and they get to have a reading from me. I need to make it clearer and simpler. There's some wonderful training from a guy talking about story branding and how to make your message so the minute somebody gets to your website, they know what you provide. Kelly Lunt has beautiful on hers. Do you need help? I can provide it. Sign up here. Hers is gorgeous at www.kellylunt.com. I'm still working on getting mine a little more fine-tuned. So make it easy for people when they do get to your website to sign up. But start out by doing mini reading places, do some stuff on the internet, get some practice. I know that what I did was, I did Blog Talk Radio Show for 10 years. Just did readings like I'm doing here. And I grew exponentially doing the readings. And I think that pretty much, I really love the Oracle cards too. I don't know which ones you're using, but we had some at the last psychic fair. And of course, I can just channel the Gregory, so don't need the Oracle. But sometimes people like the cards. They like to feel you're reading the, Gregory wanting you to know. Remember, when you're reading the cards are merely a modality for you to tap into spirit. It's not the cards that are talking to the people. It's you talking, allowing spirit through with a message that the Oracle cards trigger. You begin to do that more clearly, my darling, and people will sense that and want the readings more powerfully. When you get in the habit of reading the cards as if the cards are the answers, you get distracted. Pay attention that you are a channel from spirit using the cards as a modality to do that. Okay, so that is for our darling Lynn. Excellent. Love to help our metaphysical people developing business. The spirit is always saying they need more and more and more of us out there, reaching more and more people with the wisdom. Okay, so next, let's see if we can go back up here and find Isha. Isha, your question was, recent events, I've finally learned to love and value myself. Please tell me more about what I need to do in my journey to manifest a life partner. Okay, Isha. Isha. You've already begun the most important step, my darling. The step of loving yourself. Now, as you be in that place of loving yourself, as you visualize what it is that a life partner will enhance that self-love with, begin to notice relationships around you of people that have what you want and what qualities you like about that relationship and how it would feel to have that in your life. Notice people in relationships you don't want. Notice the things that you want to do so that you don't be in a relationship that creates that sort of energy. Then visualize what it is that you need to do different. Visualize how it will feel. When we say visualize, we're talking not just about seeing, but feeling the emotion, tasting the energy, experiencing the vibration of what it will be like to have that in your life. Now, here is the biggest challenge. After you've done that, you need to let it go. You need to let it go. We're going to out a little bit something Bobbie doesn't even know. She often wondered how she was able to manifest this wonderful, wonderful, loving, nurturing husband who has a saying that he serves at the pleasure of the Bobbie because he loves to watch her be happy. And she thinks, wow, how did I ever manifest this? I didn't put any of these things on a list. No, she didn't exactly. But what she was doing that she didn't know she was doing when she was with her previous mate is that when something was unpleasant, she would look at that and she would say, next relationship I want. And she would go off on a little mini tangent where she would imagine what it would be like to be with somebody who was nurturing and supportive and creative and similar in some ways, but different in others. She would just go off whatever the issue was that the previous mate and her were struggling with. She would take a moment to imagine what she wanted. And then she'd say, well, she let it go because she had said, I said, until death do you part, I'm sticking. And so she let go of those. But she kept doing that and building an emotional escrow, so that when she created the picture of what she needed in her life to be full, she was already working on herself, getting full on herself, being competent in herself, knowing that if she stayed with her current mate, it would be totally okay because she was okay with who she was and how she was, regardless of how he was. But what happened in that is, as she was doing that creation, she created the vortex of what needed to happen so powerfully that the mate no longer fit and chose to not be there anymore. And that freed her up, and that freed us up to bring what she did need. So listen to the steps, my darling. Look at what other people have. That was another thing she was doing. She was looking at healthy relationships and saying, now that's what I want my relationship to feel like. That's how I want to relate to my mate, and that's how I want them to relate to me. So you look at the things you like, and you feel it, and you sense it, and you see it, and you create it till it's absolutely in your world right now. You don't understand why that person isn't standing there because you can feel it. And then you look at what you don't like and you say, hold it. This is not appropriate. I want, and instead get a picture of what you do want. Then you release it and let it go and let us do our job. Let us line up what needs to happen. Your job becomes to pay attention. So somebody shows up in your life and he looks like a possible, and you go, well, there's a possible for me. And you play with that possible. And if it turns out to be good, you stay. And if it turns out not to be what you want, you go, well, this or something better. Each step along the journey is a good step. You're not making mistakes. You're learning from every person you come in contact with, whether or not they're a permanent person or a part-time person. You're growing and learning you. So Isha, keep doing what you're doing. Keep working on you. Keep looking for that which you want and building your emotional escrow. If you listen to Abraham tapes, they talk about creating an escrow account of what you want. And eventually it will come to pass. When you notice yourself getting in the loop, here's the other challenge of, it's never going to happen. Hasn't happened yet. What am I doing wrong? Oh, it's just so impossible. Breathe, focus, center. It hasn't happened yet, but it's in the process of happening. I don't see it yet, but I know that the universe will work in my favor. Its universe conspires to assist me in going where I need to go. And if I haven't found that mate yet, there's a reason. And I need to just be in the place that I'm at and accept where I'm at and go ahead with my life where I'm at. And then when it happens, it happens. But if you need that person to feel complete, you're not done with your job yet. You need to feel complete with or without the person. You need to love you exactly as you are, with or without the person, while you're creating what you want and then letting it go, letting it go, letting it go. It's the hardest thing for our physical friends to do. You love your creation so much, you want to hold on to them and do it yourself. You have to pay attention, but you need to let it go. And then when it shows up, you have lots of steps to take on how to be in relationship. And that's going to be a whole nother level of learning for you, Isha. Okay, darling, that is for Isha. Okay. Well, there's so many of you wonderful people here. I love it. You're welcome, Lynn. I'm glad that worked for you. And I'm glad it worked for Isha. I want to let you guys know, you'll see me take water a lot. Well, one of the things when you're doing spiritual work, it's very important to make sure you're hydrated. They actually vibrationally change our energy, and you need to water, kind of like a plant. You need extra water. Okay, so the next person on the list is Felicia. Felicia. I want to always Felicia. Fix your name a little bit even more fancy, darling. You're welcome, Isha. Felicia, okay, I'm looking for spirit message about my current relationship. Is it serving? No, sweetie, okay. Is it serving your highest good? You know why you're asking, Felicia. It's not the right question, darling. As long as you're learning from this relationship, it's serving your highest good. We believe what you're asking is it time to move on? Is there something better? Is there something I need to do different in my relationship? In our perspective, it's serving your highest and best interest because you've chosen to grow and learn from the relationship. But we also see the possibility of a relationship with more free-flowing energy, a relationship that will allow you to expand more and grow more. And whether or not that's this relationship depends on whether or not you and your significant other are willing to make some changes that allow your mate to be who they need to be and allow you to be who you need to be. Because in those moments that you're feeling stuck, it's important that you find a way to be able to flow in your world regardless of your mate. And if you can't flow, you need to see whether or not it's your thinking that's keeping you stuck. Well, it's always your thinking that's keeping you stuck. You're either saying you can't because of them, that's still your thinking keeping you stuck. So the question is, how do I flow with ease and grace within this relationship? And from that, you will make a decision on how to navigate this relationship so that it becomes better. And if it doesn't meet your needs and it doesn't flow the way you want to, as you grow into who you want to be, Felicia, you will choose to not be in this relationship if it's not working. Do you understand, my darling? That does make sense. Okay. So you are growing, and that part's good. But making a decision about, because when I look, this is kind of Bobbie giving you the picture, I see the stream flowing, Felicia, and I see there's a fork in the road, and one is flowing really smoothly, and the other is like hitting a wall and having to go around the wall. And I'm not sure, let us speak. So when you come to the fork in the road and you go up against the wall and the relationship is the wall, then if you can find a way to help that relationship transform, it can join the free flowing of the river, and the river will again become one. But what's happening now is you keep coming against the wall and you want to flow, so you keep going over here and you want to not be stuck, but you want the relationship. So you can see what we're talking about. You either have to transform the relationship or go off on the other river, because baby, you're going to flow. You aren't staying stuck. It's that simple. So did that help, Felicia, my darling? I'm going to take a second here. Hello, Marguerite. Good to see you, darling. Oh, delightful to see you, sweet one. Okay. Well, Felicia is answering. C. Dylan had a question. If you're still around, darling, I'm here to answer it. And after that, I'm going to look to see who else. I want to say hi to everybody. Anybody who wants a private reading where I can go in more depth and help you find your answers and help you learn how to find your own answers with or without me. www.BobbieG.com. I'm learning how to do this. I'm so proud of myself. I just copy, cut, and paste. It's under Kelly Lunt because I'm on her site, but that's me. Wow. Okay. Felicia says, yes. Wow. That helped a lot. I'm constantly waiting to go down the smooth path, and I'm always hitting the wall in my relationship. I want more freedom, more joy, and more abundance. So good. That is exactly what Gregory was talking about. You either get it in the relationship, or you either transform the relationship, or you transform out of it. But either way, are you on the right path? Yeah, because you're growing and learning from it. Okay. Okay. So I'm still looking for C. Dylan, and if they don't come on, all right. Separating. Okay. You're welcome, Felicia. Well, I'm not seeing C. Dylan, so she may have tripped off and done something else. If you come back, C, and I see your name, I will. I'm going to jump over here to Jenny, because that chap capture. I'm going to do Jenny and then Marguerite, because Jenny is doing this for a blind friend. And Marguerite wanted a general, I believe. So is this the Marguerite from my Blog Talk radio show? I'm just curious. Maxine Wells, I'm still here. Okay, that's good, Maxine. Okay, Marguerite, how wonderful. Okay, Jenny, what is it that your Alicia, your blind friend, wants to know? If you can put that in there. So, and so the next I have Jenny for her friend Alicia, or Alice, is it? Am I saying it wrong? I do that frequently. Alicia. No, it is Alicia. Marguerite and then Maxine Wells. I'll do it. Do it in that order. Okay. Well, okay. A general message. What does she need most to learn from this? Okay. This she's asking for is blindness. What does she need to learn from it? Because that's what I'm picking up. But I need to know. Okay. Okay. Well, we're gonna, yes, okay. Alicia, you already know much of what you need to learn from this. In not having sight, you have opened yourself to other areas of life in a deeper and richer way than you ever would have when you got distracted by the seeingness of the world. We can feel your heart feeling like you did something wrong. in this experience, and you didn't. Some of this is actually coming from a past life experience where you wanted to be aware of how to navigate the planet differently than you were in that lifetime. And in this lifetime, knowing that you are not limited because you do not see, if you choose to utilize your other abilities. We're going to use a metaphysical example. It's like individuals go through life, living their life day to day, get up, go to work, go home, go to bed, get up, go to work, go home, go to bed, and they never see all there is to see in the universe. They never sense spirit. They never sense purpose. They never are aware of the people around them. They don't hear what's being said to them. They aren't perceptive because they're doing their lives, and they can see, they can physically see with their eyes, but they're missing 90% of their life because they're not awake to the nuances and the energy and the essence of the vibration of life that happens around them. You have a deeper understanding of so many things because you're not encumbered with the physical sight. And the more you can embrace the uniqueness of the lesson that you get to learn, the more you can heighten your ability to sense, smell, feel, hear, and notice. You will understand a richer, deeper life than many sighted people see. It is so important for you to be able to do this. And if any of the rest of you would like to experience what Alicia's going through a little teeny bit, connect up with a friend you can trust, put on a blindfold, and spend an hour walking through your life not being able to see. Pay attention to the world around you. Pay attention to how you notice the world around you. Pay attention to how you would do life if you had to in this circumstance, so that you can appreciate the beauty of what you live every day that you're missing. And Alicia, they're missing what you have. You probably miss what they have. My mother, this is Bobbie coming through, was physically handicapped. She had polio when she was a child. And through that, she had a depth of understanding about people. I learned to be, well, I wasn't a psychologist, but I learned to do therapy work because of my mother's capacity to understand people and to see the world in a way that most people didn't see, because she couldn't run and move fast. She had to learn to do the world slow. But by God, she was a courageous woman. I have such respect for her. And she taught me the only limitation you have if you're quote unquote handicapped is if you believe you're handicapped. Utilize your gifts, appreciate your gifts, and help others see those gifts, and refuse to let them diminish you, because you are a powerful, beautiful person, Alicia. And that is our message for our darling Alicia. You can see way beyond what a lot of people see, darlings. Well, hello there, Queen Goddess. Opulence Raw NTR. Hello, sweet one. So glad to see you here. And Queen Goddess has a beautiful, or she did have a beautiful YouTube site too. I don't know if she's still doing it. I haven't been on YouTube for a while, except to do them. So welcome, my darling. Delightful to see you here. I love the way you create community and connect people wherever you go. If you can listen to her messages on Facebook and YouTube, they are brilliant. Okay. If I send a super chat, may I get a reading for my partner, please? He said he's open to it. Um, yeah, I haven't figured out how to do that, Felicia. Um, so let me think about that for a minute. I've got, yeah, I'll do that. And what you can do is go instead, try this. Go to PayPal and BobbieG22@gmail.com, and you can send me the money that way, and that'll pay for it. But I'm only going to be able to do one, guys, because I'm out of time and I have company coming today. So next, I'm going to read for Marguerite, a general. Then I'm going to do Maxine Wells, and then I'm going to do, I'm going to do Felicia's partner. And I'll look for his name when I'm ready, Felicia. Okay, so you're still here, my darling Marguerite? Yes, you are. Okay. And Maxine Wells is still here. Okay. Marguerite, I see you feeling your way along. I see you feeling your way along, and there's bumps and crannies in the wall. And I see you going, well, not that. Well, not that. Well, not that. And it's like you're looking for this clear path. But my darling, some of those bumps are issues, situations, opportunities that you're needing to address to make the path clear. So you're looking for a clear path, and when the bumps show up, you're going, no, not that. No, not that. And we don't want you to get involved and stuck in problems. We don't want you to walk through the valley of the shadow of death, pull up a lawn chair and live there. But we want you to notice, okay, here is a situation that I need to handle. And you know what these situations are, Marguerite. You need to handle some of these situations now so that you can smooth the path you're trying to walk on. But if you keep shoving it aside, it keeps coming up. You keep shoving it aside, it keeps coming up. You keep shoving it aside, it keeps coming up. And you know that that is ineffective, my darling. We've worked with you long enough for you to know that. That's why you're here. You wanted a tune-up. You wanted to be able to connect with the Gregory message that says you have the answers to every problem you've got, darling. You know how to do this. So take a breath. Focus. Center. Deal with the issues as they come up. Find the solutions. Notice how the path smooths out. The more solutions you find, the smoother the path gets. The smoother the path gets, the quicker you can move. So pay attention. There will always be issues to deal with. But as you deal with them up front, they dissolve. They dissolve. And when you deal with them, you get better issues to deal with. Isn't that delightful? Bobbie has to deal with issues between good and better and great, great and fantastic. And sometimes there's some bumps in the middle there too. But when you deal with the problems as they come up, life sails smoothly, my darling. So that is for our darling Marguerite. Okay, sweet one. Oh, well, thank you, Yvette. You like the pink hair? The pink flowers for the pink hair? Yes, darling. Loving it. Yes, and Marguerite got that. Okay. Okay, so let's go on to Maxine. She wants to know if she should move. Yes, Queen Goddess, that is true. You got it, Marguerite. Okay, I'm going to go back up here to Maxine, asking, should I move to another state? Not yet. Not yet. Wow. Okay, Maxine, we're seeing a bunch of little stepping stones all around your path. And on these stepping stones it's like each stepping stone has a lesson written on it. And as you're looking down at the lessons and dealing with the lessons and doing the steps you need to take, it's leading you towards a possible move, but we don't know if it's another state or another situation because you haven't dealt with the lessons that you're working on enough. And it feels like if you just pick up a new move to another state, those lessons that are of value for you are either going to be left behind or they're going to show up again anyway. Take the steps to learn the lessons where you're at today, and your desire to move will become clear, and the direction you should move will become clear. But the most important step, most important move for you right now, Maxine, is to look at those stepping stone lessons, deal with each of those situations, and let that lead you to your next best step answer, whether it's in this state or another one. So that is for our darling Maxine Wells. Okay, thank you, Felicia. Can I have his first name? We're going to do a reading for Felicia's partner. Okay, and while she's writing, thank you, Happily Ever After. How can you get read by me? You can go to my website, because after I do Felicia, that's the last one I'm going to be doing for today. And I will be back. I don't know whether Kelly's going to be on next Saturday or whether it's going to be me. But I will be back doing these readings on YouTube on Kelly's site for a while until I get my own site up and running. And I'm going to learn how to do the money things so that for those of you who want to pay on the site when I'm doing these readings, I'll be able to accept money and you can be assured of a read. Because like I said when I started this, I would love to read for everybody in the room. I love creating community. That's one of the things I want to do. I'm just figuring out how to do this, darlings. Moving from the blog talk to here. Okay, you're welcome, Maxine. Okay, Stefan. Okay. Oh, Steve. Okay. Stefan. Wow, my darling. You have a plethora, a lot of blocks coming up. The biggest thing we can say for you, and we're going to say Steve instead of Stefan. Steve, the most important thing we could say for you is if you could release the belief that the blocks you're experiencing in your life are stuck real places, that I can't do that because of this. I can't do that because of this. I can't do that because of this. Those are not quote unquote realities. They're opportunities. It's only stuck because you're feeling stuck. It's only a problem because you're seeing it unsolvable. If you can begin to look at the struggles you're currently involved in and begin to visualize and feel, okay, there is an answer to this. It's rather like Einstein. When Einstein was trying to figure out how light worked and how light moved and the qualities of light and the qualities of movement through the universe, every time he found a solution, there was another problem. And then he found a solution, and then there was another problem. And then they found a solution, and then there was another problem. That's how he found the theories that advanced science phenomenally, because he didn't believe that the problems were insolvable. And Steve, for you, you're believing some of this stuff is insolvable. Let us give you an example. There was a situation where a math teacher, there was a test, and this student overslept and he didn't get to the test until late. So he missed the first 15 minutes. And the professor had given people instructions to do the test. And then there were 3 questions at the end of that test for extra credit. So this person finished the test. He rushed through and got the test done. And he said, well, I can't get these 3 done here. And the professor said, that's okay. You can take these 3 home and do them. And the student came, so he finished them and took it to the professor. And the professor shows up at his door the next day. And the student said, did I do it wrong? And the professor says, no, you solved an insolvable problem. You weren't there in the beginning, but I told everybody there was no solution for this had ever been found. But if they would at least try to find the solution, and if anybody found the solution, they would get the extra credit. Nobody else was able to find the solution, but you didn't hear that there wasn't a solution, and so you found a solution. We want you to hold on to that, Steve, because that's what's happening for you. There are answers to every question that you have. There are solutions to all of these blocks we're seeing in your life. And when you begin to embrace the solutions and begin to look for, if I didn't think it was impossible, how might I move forward here? If I didn't think I can't do it, how might I do it? If I tried just one of these steps, what would be a possibility that could lead me forward? If you will begin to do that, Steve, you will begin to flow. Your life will begin to find new possibilities. There's only one more step you need to take, Steve, and that is to explore the question, what do I fear will happen if I'm successful in life? What do I fear will happen if I succeed the maximum that I can succeed? There's an old tape, an old problem, an old challenge that you got many, many moons ago that doesn't belong to you, Steve. It's something that other people told you in good faith, and you believed it. If you can let go of that and allow yourself to be successful, you will be. There's a book called The Big Leap by Gay Hendricks that might serve you. We don't know that that's a good one for you, but it might serve you in terms of moving past the blocks. And there's several other books. Start with Why. Oh my goodness. So many we could go on here. Yeah, by Simon Sinek, we believe that one is. To begin to explore what you fear will happen if you succeed, and then begin to see the problems as solvable and ask yourself, if I didn't think it was impossible, what's the next step I would take? If I didn't think it was impossible, what might I choose to do differently? And just see how it works. Allow yourself to succeed. You can do it. We can see the flow for you, but you need to see it for yourself. And that is our message for Stefan, my darling. Okay, everybody. I hope that all of you have listened to these messages, because even though they were for other people, quote unquote, every message is fine-tuned for you. We're working with you. This is Gregory. We're working with you on an energetic level. You see Bobbie sitting here channeling us, but we're working with all of you because we're not confined to her body and this room, let alone this planet. So you are all most welcome for this beautiful opportunity to connect with us. As always, my darlings, we invite you to take what you like, leave the rest, trust the flow, let the good times roll. And if you want more in-depth readings and connections with us through the Bobbie, go to www.bobbieg.com/readings. That's www.bobbieg.com/readings. Okay, sweet ones, another beautiful chance to connect. I got family coming, so I got to say goodbye. Thank you, Queen Goddess. And for those of you who missed it, there's a Gregory message at the beginning of the show you can go back and listen to. Love, love, love all of you. Looking forward to connecting. We'll let you know what we're going to be doing. All right. And you can also find me on Facebook. I'm going to be posting a wonderful Gregory message I got yesterday on my Facebook page. So it's long. You'll have to read a lot, but it's valuable information about life in general. Bye-bye, Mary Lou, Kathy. Kathy Crack Corn, Queen Goddess. Oh, bye, y'all. Love you, love you, love you.